What's good, y'all? Welcome to this live presentation. This is how to level up your confidence with women. All right, so we're gonna focus on how to remove this lack of confidence. Get to a place where you can communicate to a woman in a grounded and masculine way, in a way that you would be proud of, not in a way that would be, you'd be embarrassed. Like if you saw somebody recording you when you were interacting with the woman, you don't want to watch that recording and be embarrassed of yourself, how you interact with the woman. And so a lot of it is developing your confidence, because when you're confident, you'll actually be how you want to be when you're interacting with women. Your real personality will come out, the real you will come out, and the most attractive version of yourself will come out. Okay? So, confidence with women. Okay, there was a time where, if I had to rate my confidence with women, I probably would have gave it a 0, maybe a 0 or 1. So there was a time where that was my condition in life. And I was able to level up to the point where, I don't really want to brag or anything, but I feel like my confidence is at a level that most people wish it would be when it comes to women, right? When it comes to interacting with women. But I earned that level of confidence. I went out and approached a lot of women, talked to a lot of women, communicated with a lot of women, dated a lot of women. And so through those experiences, I've been able to go from a place where I would say my confidence was a 0 or 1 to a place where my confidence is, I don't even know if I could really put a number on it. It just feels like it's at a place where it should be, right? Like I feel like when you're really grounded in your masculinity, when you've really gotten to this place where you can express yourself authentically, you just feel confident, right? You could say it's a 10 out of 10. You could say it's a 9 out of 10 because, I'm always believe there's room for improvement. But definitely you can get to a place where you feel confident. And I'm not saying that you're always going to feel confident, because you have some days where you're not, maybe you're not in the best mood or whatever. That's normal. That's the human condition. But for the most part, you can get yourself to a place where, for the most part, you feel confident interacting with women, approaching women. And so a lot of it is going to come down to action, right? Focusing more on action. Stop asking so much questions. Stop going and reading 1,000 books. Stop watching 1,000,000 videos. Stop wondering about shit. Stop hoping about shit. And just go out and get references. Go out and get experiences with lots of women, so you can bring up that confidence and have real confidence, backed up by experiences, backed up by references. And then when you go out and you take action and you really go and get these experiences, that's where your confidence comes from, because you start having understanding. You start seeing, how women, the reality of how women respond to certain actions or certain communications or certain ways of being. And so you don't have to be confused about shit anymore or wondering about shit, because you have so much experience and so many references to back up your understanding of women. And so that's where your confidence comes from. My confidence comes from my experience with women, experience with many kinds of women. When you go out and approach women, you interact with different kinds of women. So you're not going to have this distorted view. Guys come around and say, oh, all women are like this, all women are like that, because they're only dealing with a certain type of woman over and over again. Not understanding that there's different types of women out there. There's different types of women with different mindsets, different values, different looks, different identities, right? There's all these different kinds of women, but you wouldn't know unless you went out there and had these interactions and had these experiences. And so it's just getting to this understanding, like, yo, you need to take more action, bro. You need to stop thinking about what should I do, what should I say, but this and that, and just wasting your energy in your head instead of putting that energy out into the world, out into having experiences, out into living your life. You know what I mean? And the thing is, when you go out and you take action and you go and get these references and you go and get these experiences with different women, what happens is now you can ask better questions, questions that will accelerate your growth faster, right? They say there's no such thing as a dumb question. Maybe that's true, I don't know. But there is, in my opinion, there is such thing as a pussy question or a weak question. What I mean by that is like a question that you're asking because you don't want to go out and take action. Those questions are not cool, man. Because you're basically asking a question so you can avoid living. And another way to put that is you're basically saying that you can't handle life, so you're going to ask a question to avoid a life experience and try to shortcut your way to success. Which, by the way, it's not going to happen. You're going to have that experience one way or the other, right? It's probably just going to happen, come out of left field, right? So it's better for you to go and get these experiences. Stop trying to run away from shit. Stop trying to hide away from rejection and embarrassment, all that stuff. Just go and have these experiences, bro, and enjoy it. Be able to laugh at yourself when you get rejected. Laugh at yourself when shit don't go your way. Because if you stick the course, it is going to start going your way. You just got to build up your confidence. You just got to build up your understanding of what works and what doesn't work. Okay? So, like, your questions get better. When you go and take action, there's a difference between you going and asking somebody, hey, man, how do I pick up girls, or how do I get a girlfriend, versus, hey, man, I went and I talked to this many girls and I tried this and tried that and I wasn't able to pick them up. What do I do? Those are two different questions. One question, the first question, you go to somebody and say, yo, how do I pick up girls? That's like that's a whole book of how to pick up girls. You know what I mean? There's so many different things we could cover. Like, your communication skills, your inner game, your style, your this and that. There's so much shit. But if you come and you say, hey, I worked on this and that. I went out and approached this many girls. This is what happened. That's what happened. What am I doing wrong? Now we can get specific and give you like some proper advice that will help you, get to the goal faster. Because you already put yourself in a situation where you're actually on your way to hitting the result, as opposed to the guy who's just staying at home all day, just asking a bunch of questions online and shit, but not really going out and doing anything. So he's just collecting a bunch of information that he doesn't even know if any of the information is accurate because he hasn't went out and tested it. And so he just full of information, and some of the information is probably bullshit, but you wouldn't know. You're not gonna know unless you go out and test it, unless you go out and have these experiences. So it's like, you want to level up your confidence, bro. You got to level up your action, your production, your amount of time spent with women. You need to go on some more dates. You need to talk to some more women. If you're not getting any women, the first thing you want to look at is how many women are you even talking to, bro? Because you only talking to one woman, and that woman says no, now you're down to 0 again. You got to be talking to a decent amount of women, and then so you can have this abundance mentality, which is the proper mentality to get women. Like, if you want to be attractive, this abundance mentality is attractive. What's even better than having an abundance mentality is just being in an abundant situation. Instead of like trying to, I must have an abundance mentality. How about you just get in abundance by talking to a lot of women and seeing that there's so much opportunity out there. There's so many women out there. You do not need to be going like super slow, like one woman a year or whatever, or one woman a month. You know what I mean? Like, you're setting yourself up for failure that way. It's better for you to create this abundant situation and then choose and be selective of the right kind of women for you. So the truth about developing your confidence is you're going to have to go and earn your confidence. Go and deserve your confidence, right? Go and tell the universe, hey, universe, I want confidence with women. The universe is going to say, okay, well, what are you going to give, in order for us to agree that you deserve to have this confidence with women? What are you going to give in exchange for that condition? The universe wants you to be confident with women, but you have to go and make that shit happen. Create that result. Create that condition. Because you can't just sit around, asking questions. Nothing wrong with asking questions, but it's like, You gotta go and apply this shit. Like, you have to become a man of application, a man of action, an action-oriented man, a man that is doing shit. He's out there doing shit. He's not sitting around like wondering like, oh, you know, why can't I get any girls? Or because you're not really putting yourself out there like that, bro. You're not really exerting any energy. Like, maybe you value yourself so much that you think, yeah, I shouldn't have to go out and approach women. Okay, but first you gotta earn that though. Like, for real. Like, that's actually a good mentality. Like, yo, you know, you see yourself as, you know, I shouldn't have to go and approach women. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that, but earn that first though. Like, earn that. You can get to that point. Like, if you go out and you talk to women and you get your game on point, whatever, you can get to a level where you won't have to really approach women as much, because your game or your ability to communicate in an attractive way is so efficient that you won't have to talk to as much women. Like, in order for me to get a date, right, I talk to less women than I would have had to, you know, maybe a few years ago. A few years ago, I would have had to talk to a lot of women just to get a date, versus now it's a lot less, because I earned that, because I put my work in regards to, you know, taking action and, you know, acquiring knowledge and, you know, get into the truth. That's another part. Like, you gotta understand, it's like, get into the truth. Like, by taking action, you get closer to the truth of what works. When you know the truth, then you can apply yourself properly. You know, does looks matter? Well, go and find out. Go and take action. Go and take action while looking your best versus not looking your best, and see. Test it out for yourself and see, does looks matter? When you go out and you look your best, do you get better results? Or do you get better results when you go out and looking sloppy? Right? That will give you some data, some feedback on whether or not looks matters, right? You want to know if status matters? Bring up your status. And then go and talk to women, and then compare that to, you know, your results when you didn't have the status. Instead of always asking questions, like, yes, you should ask questions, but go and live your life and go and get this feedback, because that's what builds up confidence. When you have these real life references and experiences with women, that's what builds up your confidence with women. Anything that you're confident with it because you're competent, because you've done it plenty of times. You've been around it. You've immersed yourself in it. Whatever you're really good at right now, guarantee you put a lot of time into it, right? And you have a lot of experiences and a lot of memories of doing it. You done built up muscle memory. You done seen patterns. You done figured things out. And you done figured things out for yourself. So it's not like somebody can come around and tell you, hey, you're wrong. You'll be like, I mean, if I'm wrong, you're gonna have to show me some evidence of how I'm wrong, because I'm saying I'm right based on my experience, not because I read a book or whatever. I done took action. I read the book, yes. I watched the video, yes, but I went and applied it too, just to make sure the shit was right. The shit was legit. So if you want to build up your self-confidence, what I'm telling you is just get to this place where application and action is like a high value of yours as a man. This is something that you place a lot of value on. So if you want to become more confident with women, go out and talk to more women. Stop trying to find a shortcut or find a secret ebook that's gonna make you confident. The ebook, if the ebook is legit, it's gonna tell you something similar to what I'm saying right now, which is you gotta go out and get these experiences, right? However you can. Okay, you're not getting any women because you're not talking to enough women. If you're talking to enough women, then now it's time to ask questions. Okay, if you're talking to a lot of women, you're still not getting results. Now it's time to ask questions, because you're applying yourself, you're putting the work in, but you're not getting the results. So that means some information that you need, or there's something you're not seeing. And at that point, it's time to ask questions. But don't ask questions and search the internet for thousands of articles and don't do shit. Like, you gotta go out and do something, bro. You gotta go out and take action. That's how you build your confidence. And you build confidence through rejection and success. It's not just one or the other, it's both. You build confidence through rejection so you see what doesn't work, and you build confidence through success so you can see what does work. The combination of both of these two things will allow you to build up confidence in you know, what works with women and how to be around women and what, you know what I mean? That this is how you develop your self-confidence in regards to women. So if you're lacking in self-confidence, which at one point I was, when I look back at that time, I literally was resisting interactions with women. I was resisting communication with women. I was shy. Women would talk to me and I would shy away from them. So of course I'm not gonna have no confidence because I'm not even interacting with them. And I keep reinforcing this shy behavior, this shy belief system that I had back then. And so, okay, so I'm not gonna be confident with women, but once I made a decision and took responsibility for that, I stopped, I stopped feeling sorry for myself and I did something about it, and I started building up my confidence because I start going and talking to women, and I start going out and having these experiences. And I would also ask questions after I took action, right? My question would be, hey, I went out and approached this girl, took her on a date, but then she didn't call me back. What would you say happened here, or what could I have done better? See, that's a solid question, because I'm basically telling the person, look, I did this and did that, meaning I took action, and then I got to this certain point in the process of maybe my goal was to make her my girlfriend or whatever, but the situation ended before I got to that point. So now I have a question based on this point. But if you haven't even went out there, bruh, you do not need to be sitting and watching 1,000 million videos. Like, watch videos, yes. Read articles, yes. But go out and take action. That's where you get the real confidence. All right? If you're a man watching this and you'd like to become more confident with women, more able to express yourself authentically, more grounded in your masculinity, and you just want to, level up your dating life, right? Start getting the results, the exact kind of results you want in your dating life. You're tired of settling for less. I'm going to leave a link to my group in the comment section. It's called the Sexy Beast Tribe. Literally, the focus of that group is to turn you into a sexy beast. And we do that by you becoming more grounded in your masculinity, you being able to express yourself authentically, and you being able to lead while being in your grounded masculinity and expressing yourself authentically, right? So essentially, you becoming a real man and becoming the best version of yourself, all right? See you in the group. Peace.